New concerns are now being raised about a controversial program that is called the Diversity Visa Lottery in this country. It makes about 50,000 U.S. visas available every year to people from countries with low rates of immigration to the United States. But those countries include 13 of the 14 nations now on the TSA's new list of states where air passengers must get closer screening. This all in the wake of what happened on Christmas Day with that jet coming into Detroit. You can see them here. They're blinking in red on the map. Pakistan, interestingly enough, is the exception. That's because the number of Pakistani immigrants in the U.S. exempts the country from this program. This diversity lottery remains open despite warnings in the past that it does pose a risk to our national security. Joining us now is Republican Congressman Bob Goodlatte of Virginia. He's with the House Judiciary Committee. Congressman, explain to me how this works. For somebody to apply to this, they don't need to have ties for unemployment in this country or to family in this country. It's just pure luck. It's a true lottery. You might get a visa?
Well, good afternoon, Jane. That's absolutely correct. It's a crazy program that over the last 20 years has admitted nearly 1 million people to the United States simply by filling out a half-page form and then having your name drawn purely at random, purely on the basis of luck. And 50,000 lucky people, no matter who they are, get to come to the United States as long as they get past a cursory background check. The State Department several years ago identified this as a serious national security issue. It is rife with fraud. The General Accountability Office in 2007 said that again, and yet the program persists. I've had legislation in the Congress to eliminate this program. It passed the House of Representatives 2 Congresses ago. In this Congress, when I brought it up, Speaker Pelosi and the Democratic leadership would not allow the legislation even to come up for a vote on the floor as an amendment to the Homeland Security Appropriations Bill. This is simply an outrage, and now we're seeing once again the security that's involved.
Congressman,
several years ago.
Can I stop you just for a second? Because why would this program be more vulnerable to fraud than a regular visa system? Why would somebody, not legitimate, be allowed to come in on this as opposed to the regular system?
Sure, because most of our other immigration programs require that an individual have either a family relationship or an employer who has a specific job need who's bringing them into the country. Therefore, a terrorist organization, for example, would have a lot harder time linking up family members or linking up an employer who's looking to hire somebody in the United States. Here they can take young people right out of the madrasas who have no record of terrorist activity, submit their names to this lottery program, and have them drawn at random. And they're admitted to the country not simply as visitors like the 9/11 hijackers or the latest plane bomber, but they're given green cards to live permanently in the United States.
But the idea is to, as I mentioned, bring more diversity, and from countries we may not see immigrants from as often. I would assume that there are plenty of decent people who file under this program that we would like to let in from other countries in the name of diversity. Just because the majority of the 9/11 hijackers came from Saudi Arabia doesn't mean we don't want Saudi Arabians here.
Absolutely not. But the fact of the matter is we have the most diverse immigration program in the world even without this. And to bring in 50,000 people who don't have any particular family relations or any particular job skills when we have 15 million Americans looking for work makes absolutely no sense. And they bypass, by the way, people who have family relationships or who are on waiting lists because they have a job skill. Those people wait sometimes many years for their visa to come up, and they watch these people have their name drawn out of a computer and come straight to the United States, bypassing all of those waiting lists that other people who legitimately have a basis for coming to the United States have to go through. And some of the countries that have the closest ties to the United States are precluded from participating in this program. So to me, it makes absolutely no sense that we are bringing people in with security problems, with fraud problems, with the unemployment rate we have in the United States, and yet these people continue to come in 50,000 a year, year after year after year.
We're going to have to leave it there before this computer cuts me off. Congressman Bob Goodlatte of Virginia would like more attention on this in the wake of what we saw on Christmas Day. We'll be right back.